Hi friends, I'm Manoj. Uh, Preparation of main examination always been a challenge for most of the students, though it is more predictable than the preliminary examination. But if you look at the way students used to prepare for the main examination, they run everything on three parallel tracks. One for a static and conceptual part, one current affairs or dynamic part, what you call it, and third is test series. Even you will find that this is a problem for the students, those who are preparing for the last 2 years, 3 years, appeared in main examination, wrote main examination twice. Even this integration is a big challenge, is a very big challenge. And the reason is very simple. That main examination is all about one and only one thing, expression, and expression is the output. Expression does not mean answer writing. It's basically starts from understanding the concepts, clarity of concepts, thought process, your ability to develop a common connections within the syllabus, updation, and then very quick recall. This is what makes expression, and this makes expression as an output. So what we are going to do exactly here is in this advanced course is basically we'll pick some 500 topics, because this is what some 80% of the main examination is all about. If you go by the topic and the subtopics listing, then you will find that main examination paper 1, 2, 3, 4 is all about approximately some 600 topics. Continuously, we are working on the micro detailing of the syllabus. It is quite popular among you. So you will find that every year we are doing, and so we are very confident about mapping the topic and the subtopic. And so it comes around 600 topics approximately, where 500 topics are those where you can say it demands quite a bit updation. It's a very dynamic, it's very dynamic. So here in this course, advanced course, what we are going to do here, leave some of the very basic portion, basic topic, which is very simple and static. Rest some 80% of the topic we are going to cover of the main examination. And this is what we will do through the 500 topics. So when we say 500 topic, it simply means almost 80% of the main syllabus, GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4, or 100% of the dynamic portion. So this is what it is all about. What exactly is the requirement of the main examination? Is basically about you have to integrate three things. So the first thing first is a static, fine. Then the dynamic part, or you can also say updation, and third is answer writing. So basically you can say this integration and creating this point is basically what main examinations or mains preparation is all about. Mains preparation is not simply about reading how many books or taking how many tests, doesn't matter. Whether you are mains ready or not, that's it. It's very simple. Ask a question to yourself. If you have already prepared in, you can say appeared in preliminary examination, just ask one question to yourself, that are you mains ready? If you are not mains ready, and even if you qualify preliminary examination, what does mean by it? It will not serve the end result. It will not serve the purpose. It will not serve the purpose. So this is what exactly the whole idea here is, and let's understand it, how we are going to do it, how you should do it. Take the example of, you can say, the economic geography. Why I am taking example of economic geography? Because of the two reasons. Number one, if you look at GS as well, optional examination, optional paper, you will find that the shift is towards human and economic geography. Number two, economic geography is very dynamic, probably one of the most dynamic. And then third point, if you look at the bookshelves and the bookstores, you will find that most of the books are redundant, very stereotype listing of the resources, distribution, etc. Doesn't carry this or the contemporary issues sort of thing. But if you start listing, you will find it's very much unorganized. Some of the things are overlapping in the economic section, some of the things other areas. And so how to organize, how ultimately you cover, you make a list of this 100% dynamic, you can say the topic, or 80% of the syllabus, in other way we can say, or the main examination. So you look at economic geography, how to approach it. If you have 10 topics or 100 topics or 200 topics, the first question is basically that you should know how to create a framework. If you don't know how to create a framework, then you will keep listing, keep listing, keep listing, keep listing. It will not help you to retain, because main examination is all about three things. Number one, concepts. Number two, retention. Number three, expression. This is exactly we are going to do. Concept, retention, and expression. Look at how we are going to do it. So it's a possible, retention is possible only when it's in the framework. It simply means that everything is in a structure, and then whatever you want to cover, whatever you want to do, you put in that framework, in that structure, so that you know that where you are moving, how the things are covered. It will help you to retain. Also, it will help you to recall. For example, let's look at the economic geography. If you go by the economic geography, the first thing first is basically when we say economic geography. So the first thing is, what is the basic idea behind economic geography? First thing first, what is the basic idea? This is how you will start this subject. Basic idea. To understand the basic idea of the economic geography, you have to understand four things. Just four things, nothing else. And then it will help you to, you can say, comprehend each and everything in and around these four aspects. These four aspects. For example, the first thing first is the context of the economic geography. First thing first is the context. That what is the context of the economic geography? In which context you read? In which context you identify the various issues which is relevant for this examination, which is relevant for this paper. So you start with the context. You start with the physical aspect. Then you start with the production. Technical means technology, you can say. It's not technical, rather you use the word technology. So when we say then transportation, it's also about socio-cultural aspects. So when we say context basically helps you to identify the broader area in which you have to see the economic geography, be it physical aspect, be it transportation, be it production, be it socio-cultural, etc. So this is the first thing first. Number two, the second aspect of the economic geography is basically about the implications of the economic change. This is what you need to understand, implications. So all the issues, all the topics will come under here, and that too in the broader three categories. And this is going to be number one, social. You can say social, economic, and environmental. So now in these three broader categories, you will find that most of the implications of this economic change you can list here. So the point which I am trying to discuss here is basically framework. That how to create a framework which helps you to you can say help you to hold command over the almost the 100% of the dynamic part of the syllabus. And it also helps you to retain when everything you put in the structure. And this is what exactly we are going to do, implications. Third aspect is how, when we talk about these changes in the economic geography, third aspect is basically is how various regions respond to these changes. Regions respond to these changes. Here you can talk about the ideas of growth, government policies, various reasons, equality, how government policies are impacting certain things, how certain regions are responding to certain sector, etc. And the last is basically when you talk how particularly the firms, different forms respond to the changes. How different forms respond to changes. Here we will talk about the theories of location, impact of globalization, how globalization brings resources, technology, etc., and how you can say certain forms, certain sectors impacted. So you can talk about, you can say certain forms. You can talk about development of various sectors. Now, what I did, I simply took 4 aspects around which everything of the economic geography can be clubbed, can be arranged, can be structured, can be listed, and concept can be developed. So it's no more, you can say, remain unstructured, unorganized. And this is the first task for the retention. Main examination is all about retention. The way you retain, that's directly proportional, you can say, related to the expression. Then only you can complete your answer in 6, 7, 8 minutes. And retention does not mean mugging up, memory, etc. That's okay. That's a different thing. Here, basically about the organizing, the structuring, clarity, thought process, etc. And so, you can say, how we are going to do about it. So let's understand it through the questions, you can say. We are going to approach 2 way. Number 1, from concept to questions, and number 2, questions to concept. If you look at this question, then easily you can understand what I'm trying to say. So this question says that the specter of resources insecurity has come back with a vengeance. Analyze the statement with respect to the latest global trend in the production and consumption of the key resources. Fine. It talks about resource insecurity. So this insecurity you have to understand in the context of the globalization, in the context of certain specific sectors, in the context of government's policy, and also in the context of the implication of various economic changes. So this is how through this question you can develop certain concepts. Because when you develop these 2 approaches to cover your entire main examination, basically it helps ultimately to achieve the expression, which is the output. And this is why from the very first day we have decided to go for massive answer writing, expression. Because why from the very first day? Because this course is not for the phrases. If you are starting, don't come. We are doing this course for the last so many years, quite popular among the students, those who have already at least appeared in the preliminary examination, or you have already gone through the syllabus. So you take care of the preliminary examination, we'll take care of the main examination. This course is basically a kind of capacity building to develop concept, help you to retain, and ultimately to achieve the expression. So this is how you can understand this. Ultimate target is basically to help you to set a date to write main examination. Means very clearly, if you are committed, if you are disciplined, if you are consistent, then only you join this course. Mark a date on your study table that this date you will write main examination. And repeatedly I say to everyone, because if you are not committed to that level, there is no need to waste time, energy, money, etc. Not at all. Why? Because it demands consistency, it demands commitment, it demands that kind of you can say caliber. Because main examination is all about this only, to develop capacity. And why I say that this demands a very high degree of you can say the commitment. Understand this, Expression. When we say expression, expression comes with four things: clarity. You understand what does mean by relevance. You understand what does mean by depth in your answer analysis, and then the structure. The structure does not mean presentation, rather the ordering. Now, if I say that this is what makes or helps you to achieve the expression, it demands a continuous engagement, that every day you are doing some or other things so that it is very much visible to you that where you are in this staircase, where you need to put your efforts exactly. And so the whole idea of this, you can say, the course is basically to shift you from the input to the output, from input to the outcome. And outcome is one and only one thing, that a fixed state you will write your main examination. Fine. Now, how to take maximum? Fine. Number one, that as I said, that we are going to cover some 80% of the paper 1, 2, 3, 4, definitely, and 100% of the dynamic portion. And this is what I have demonstrated the way we are going to do here. Ample practice, don't worry for that. We are known for that. So this is how we are going to do. What we expect from you is consistency and engagement. If you are not that disciplined and committed, don't come. It's very straightforward. Don't come. It would be wastage of time and money and efforts. So that level of commitment is needed, and so that we can engage to that level where we are committed to deliver on a fixed state. We are doing this course for the last few years, and we know that how to deliver exactly on the dates, on the timeline. What we accept, again I am saying you, it's a commitment, it's a discipline. And currently we are doing or starting in weekends, but certainly we'll do the regular course also, but currently we are doing weekends. So we'll take care of the main examination, you take care of your preliminary examination, and mark it that on a particular date you have to write main examination, you have to make yourself mains ready, and then we are there for you. Thank you very much.